BMW and Toyota, they are pretty much going all in to try to save the hydrogen car. We already know, guys, keep this in mind, billions of dollars have been spent over the past 30 years on hydrogen-powered vehicles. This is not a new technology, but obviously consumers are not buying BMW iX5s, which are powered by hydrogen. Clearly, they're all X5s powered by hydrogen. Clearly, the Toyota Mirai has been a failure. Toyota and BMW, they aren't willing to say no. Now, executives from BMW were polled about 6 months ago. Most of them said this publicly. They believe by 2040, the primary means of transportation worldwide will be hydrogen powered. So BMW still fully believe this. Obviously, we know Toyota is 100% in. They believe this is the case. BMW, Toyota, they think, well, if they join forces, they can take on the Chinese. They can take on electric cars. They can take on Tesla, and they can win. You guys know what I think. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to have you with us. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I want to say a big thank you to our Patreon supporters, guys. And I also want to update you. Shanna did her last dose of radiation today. She's done 5 weeks in a row, radiation every day, and she's in a lot of pain. The pain meds, they do have meds for her that she can use, but those cause her symptoms to be worse. So she can't really use them. So she's just incredibly uncomfortable. It's difficult to watch, and obviously much more difficult for her to go through. But fortunately, she's over her. She's done the last day of radiation. When I was in the clinic, the doctors today, they showed me how it all works. They showed me all the screens, the radiation machine, and all the technology behind it. It's actually amazing what's going on there. Getting back to this story, guys, what's going on here? Well, Toyota and BMW are strengthening their fuel cell vehicle partnership. When I say fuel cell, I mean hydrogen fuel cell vehicle partnership, as the growth of EV sales slows, they say, even though we know worldwide EV sales have actually grown by 23% this year. Anyhow, apparently the Japanese and German brands plan production of a hydrogen-powered X5. They're already making them, but they plan on selling them apparently next year. Most legacy car makers have just gone, you know what, even Hyundai to a certain degree have gone, yeah, the Nexo, we did pour a lot of money into that, in fact, billions of dollars, but it's not really ever going to happen, so let's just stop selling them. Anyhow, Toyota, BMW, they don't agree. In fact, Honda as well. Honda and General Motors also have a joint venture partnership manufacturing hydrogen vehicles. They've also invested a lot of money into their hydrogen. That's still going on right now. They keep this pretty quiet, I think, because they know that a lot of people think it's just ridiculous and stupid. They don't mention this because I think they know investors are not too happy about it. Maybe that's why Warren Buffett dumped his entire position in General Motors, because maybe he's like, actually, this is crazy. The sunk cost bias here is insane, right? When you realize you've done something, you wasted money, eventually at some point in time you say, okay, enough is enough. Let's just be smart about this. Obviously, car manufacturers are unable to do that. They feel like, well, we've invested in this project, we've come this far, let's just keep going. This deal sees Toyota apparently supply BMW with hydrogen components, including tanks and fuel cell systems. These tanks and fuel cell systems, by the way, are extremely expensive. When someone in Europe, they actually sent me a receipt, had to get the hydrogen tank in their vehicle replaced. I think it had done about 100,000. It was either 100,000 miles or 100,000 kilometers. I don't remember. They got a quote. It was $105,000 to have the tank replaced. So much more expensive than the vehicle. So the vehicle, I don't know, they probably used it in a bomb in the Ukraine-Russia war. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, well, apparently the Ukrainians have been using they've been using Toyota Mirais as bombs to try and fight Russia. Anyhow, BMW will use, in addition to Toyota parts, its own EV technologies and drive systems. In early 2023, BMW launched a pilot fleet of hydrogen iX5s, and they basically renewed a bond with Toyota where the two companies would share parts, share a lot of the potentially platforms and systems going into their hydrogen vehicles. They say this will allow them to slash the development and production costs and eventually go mass market, go mainstream, essentially make hydrogen replace EVs. A lot of people think this is madness. I personally think it's just the definition of insanity. Anyway, a key reason why fuel cell powered vehicles have failed to be popular is the lack of charging or the lack of refilling infrastructure. One little known fact, guys, that I don't know why no one mentions is that Hydrogen refueling stations, every one that I've looked at, is only capable of filling up 50 cars. Imagine if you had a gas station that only could fill 50 cars, then has to wait until the truck comes and arrives again with a new load. It's not economically viable. It'd be like going to your local supermarket. Only 50 people can be served until the supermarket's got to shut down until the trucks can arrive with new produce. I mean, that to me is just madness. That's all the refueling stations, but a lot of refueling stations have closed because they're just not making any profit. Hydrogen fuel, by the way, it's manufactured using fossil fuels. About 94% of hydrogen fuel worldwide is made using fossil fuels, gas in particular. So it's not green at this point in time. But Toyota and obviously BMW believe that will change. And apparently they are cooperating on a rollout of an improved hydrogen supply infrastructure across Europe. Infrastructure is a big challenge, right? There's a Toyota class action lawsuit. Basically, Toyota Mirai owners are saying dealers duped us. Dealers told us that we'd be able to refill our cars. It's very hard to refill them. By the time you get to the refueling station, which is a long way away, your tank's half empty already, and you got to drive home. I mean, you can't really drive the things. That's why hundreds of people who bought the Toyota Mirai have joined this class action lawsuit. If you bought one, I suggest joining it as well. BMW won't stop with one hydrogen production vehicle. They are going to launch a fuel cell iX5 and multiple hydrogen fuel cell vehicles as well. So BMW has plans for multiple models. The hydrogen iX5s unveiled by BMW last year were regular X5s built in the United States. They were then sent to their Research and Innovation Center in Munich, where the SUV's floor is replaced, they replaced the entire floor by a floor with two large hydrogen tanks positioned in the center tunnel and under the rear seat. I don't know about you guys, but that knowledge for me, I wouldn't like to be driving one of these cars. I just don't see why you'd want to be, considering electric cars are way safer than internal combustion, considering we now have incredible energy density, 400 watt hours per kilogram in these new condensed batteries from CATL, which are currently even on the market today. That's what we're going to see in EVs mass market within a few years' time. That's going to give us ranges of well over 600 miles, well over 1,000 kilometers. If you want that kind of range, you'll be able to get that no problems. Charging speeds, 600 kilowatt, already in the market now. I mean, they're already in China. All you need is the chargers to make that work, the infrastructure to make that work. That's very, very doable. That means charging an EV in 10 minutes with a range of 600 miles. Why the hell would you want a hydrogen car? It doesn't make sense. Anyhow, apparently there is an integrated drive unit with the electric motor. Yep, hydrogen vehicles need an electric motor and a battery. The transmission and power electronics replace the combustion engine. So basically, BMW have done what Legacy Auto has always done: take an internal combustion car and hijack it, retrofit it, turn it into something else. It's like a Frankenstein car, but that's what it'll be. So if you want a hydrogen-powered BMW X5, you're going to get a petrol-powered X5 that's been retro-modded into a hydrogen vehicle. Some people might think that's great. I think most people think that's a bad idea. More details about these links between the two companies are coming. Apparently, BMW are going to release more information about their tie-up with Toyota, about their plans to take over the world with their hydrogen cars. BMW and Toyota are going to do this together. They say, I think they believe, with the strength of these two companies, they can take on China. I think it's too late. I think Japan and Europe are clutching at straws. This is what you do. This is what you do when you're what? When you're a company like BlackBerry. At the end of their life, what did BlackBerry do? They started trying desperate things, right? Companies do desperate things when they know they're pretty much effed, right? They know they're screwed. They start clutching at straws, hoping on Hail Marys. Nissan, Hail Mary, solid state batteries will save our company. They don't even have the battery yet, right? There's no prototypes. We haven't seen it. It doesn't exist. But this Hail Mary will save them. Hail Marys never work. Well, almost never anyway. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.